All right. Okay, so I'm going to open this up and share my screen with everybody for tonight's team call and our training on the Power Hour. We are going to do a live Power Hour as a team sometime very soon, but for now, I'm going to open up. I'm going to use Facebook tonight to kind of show you guys how to go through and do a Power Hour real quick. And how I get that down to a really quick and easy time. But I'm also going to pull up, let me think of where I saved this. I have it on the team page, and I actually probably, while I'm thinking of it, need to go ahead and save it to the Google Drive. Let me think. Because a while ago, I got a really great, well, I'm sure you guys know here. I'll just start with this. Once you are, I'm a hot mess. When you are a new coach, one of the best things that you can kind of get into the habit of doing, obviously we practice the 4 vital behaviors, but it really helps to have a way to track that and to know, like, with inviting, okay, like how much time should I be spending on inviting and how many people should I invite, and like kind of what does this look like from day to day. And our hope is that we have something for everybody to invite to constantly. So between a free group, regular challenge group starting, a coach sneak peek, all that. Let me see here. Let me go to the team page, is that you always have something to practice the inviting with. So, but having is super, super huge to be tracking it. So I know as a new coach, like I was hearing, okay, I should be inviting this, I should whatever and that, but I didn't always know, kind of how to just get organized with it and how to not be doing this over the course of an entire day and kind of wasting a lot of time scrolling Facebook or doing things that weren't really the best use of my time in building a business for me. And the game changer for me was when I started using like a business activity tracker or a Power Hour sheet. So the business activity tracker is kind of the first thing that you can find in your back office that you can go through. Grab mine from over there and show you. It didn't work super well for me, but it works different for everybody. In our team page, the very, very top file that says Power is a document from Ashley Smith, our number 8 coach in the company, elite coach of a Power Hour. And it's a beautiful document. I was so happy she shared this with us at a Super Saturday. Another reason why it's huge to show up to events, because you get so much awesome stuff. And you can take this off the team page and download it, print it, and you can print one a week. You can print them in black and white so you don't waste color or whatever. You fill in the week. There's some really cool and cute quotes. And then they are, you can see this, right, Nikita? Yeah. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure it's shown up. So there is something that I found too when I started my Power Hour. When I would, so I guess I should back up to, you might get this in the morning. It might work for you to do this at nap time or lunchtime if you have a full-time job. It might be at night. And then there also might be power pockets over the course of the day where you do 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes on your lunch break and 15 minutes at night. As a new coach, just because I was personalizing everything and I didn't know how to use the scripts really well yet, and it kind of just, when you're newer to things, you're usually a little bit slower at them. It would take me longer to do a Power Hour. Like it might take me an hour and 15 minutes or an hour and 30 minutes. As I've gotten better at it and more efficient, and I'm not as distracted on social media, I find that it takes me less time. And sometimes I'm able to get it in 40 minutes or 45 minutes. And I think there's been times I've done it in as close as 30. And one thing that can really help you be as efficient with your time as possible is setting a timer and putting it on for like 30 minutes or whatever, and breaking it down and being like, okay, follow-ups where you're personalizing take a little bit longer. But with invites, those can be so quick. Those can be a matter of minutes. If you've got a good one that you came up with that you can copy and paste, and all you're maybe doing is personalizing that person's name or the first sentence. But honestly, what I found with inviting from years of writing super long ones and sharing my story and trying all these creative ways to like help people realize I wasn't just somebody spamming them, I've actually found that when I've dialed it back to the basics and it's been a super, super simple invitation, that is when I get the most responses. And I saw one tonight from our CEO, Carl Deichler, that was like, hey girl, whoever you'd say to somebody that you're reaching out to that, maybe they liked one of your posts. I saw you liked my, fitness video I shared last night. Thanks so much for the like. I really appreciate the encouragement. I'm not sure if this would be something you're interested in, but I'm starting a new 21-day accountability group to help everybody get, drop the 5 or 10 or whatever pounds they've got to lose in time for summer and to rock their swimsuits, I found accountability is key for me, and I love running these groups where we kind of all just do our stuff together and hold each other accountable and have fun. Does it sound like something you'd be interested in? Honestly, I think his was even shorter. It was like, hey girl, saw you liked my post. You know, I know you've been working on your fitness too. Not sure if this is something you're interested in, but I'm starting a new 21-day accountability group. Would you like a little bit more information? Like, it was seriously super, super, like 3-4 sentences. And I sent one like that I was shocked. I even did some cold invites where I kind of sent it to people that I had friended on Facebook and sent a couple, maybe I liked and commented on a couple things, and I kind of just sent it out of the blue and got people that were interested in it. And I even had two of them join my challenge group this past time. And so it's kind of helpful to just try everything, especially as a new coach, and see kind of what works for you. And of course, if you try it with one person and it doesn't work, that doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It just means it didn't work with that person. So it kind of helps to play around and do it with a lot of people and see what works best. And you'll find your style of invitations and all that. But when I would go into my power hour, a lot of times, if you're anything like me, my mind just kind of is like a squirrel, and I am kind of thinking of all these different things. I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot to do that. And especially if a notification from like Best Here Yet, our challenge group right now, I would log into Facebook, and if it would be like right at the top, I would kind of be like, oh, and I would like it or comment on it, and I would kind of jump in there. And every time I logged onto Facebook, I was kind of getting pulled into my challenge groups, and it might be 20 times throughout the day that I was checking in there, which is completely not necessary. And I found that I was actually wasting a lot of time, whereas if I just logged into my challenge group as part of my power hour, like in the morning or at night, and so let's say my power hour was in the morning, I would have that as part of my power hour, where I would just get in, start at the top post, go down, commenting all the way down to kind of where I left off with my last comment from the night before. And then I've maybe spent 10 or 15 minutes in my challenge group, and I've checked in with everybody. And now I'm done for the day, except for when I make my post, maybe at night, and then I'll check in with everybody again. But I was spending, so maybe tops of 20 or 25 minutes, like in a challenge group for the day, versus feeling like if you added up all those little times that you check in throughout the day when you just hop onto Facebook, you might be having an hour of your time. And none of us signed up to work this business to be doing it all day. And none of us want to be on our phones, attached to our phones all the time, and feeling like we're neglecting our kids or husbands or whatever else, because it doesn't have to be that way. It shouldn't be that way. So the most efficient way we can work our business is in a power hour, even if you're doing it in Power Pockets throughout the day. To help me not get distracted by challenge groups and other things, it helps me to take something like this, where I would dump all of my ideas. Oh, I wanted to make a post about meal prepping. Oh, I wanted to share this new salad that I made that was awesome. Maybe I'll do that on Tasty Tuesday. Oh, I saw somebody commented about how, girls shouldn't weight lift. And, that's such a misconception. I want to make a post about that. Whatever it might be, or, hey, this girl just messaged me to say, like, thank you so much for signing me up. This is changing my life. Like, I want to share how awesome it feels as a coach to have somebody say that to me, and how coaching is, already changing my life. That might be something that you just brain dump right here to get it all out, so you don't forget your ideas. And at the same time, once you dump it all out there, now you're kind of mentally clear to go into a power hour and work efficiently, versus having things, even sometimes if it's something like, oh, I have to pay that bill, or oh, I have to do that. You don't want things distracting you during your power hour. So anything you need to write here, so don't forget, is a really good idea. And then there's your weekly coach action plan. So you may pick a different power hour sheet to use, and I'll show you a couple other ones you can use. This one I know is like a lot of documents, but it really covers it all. No matter whether you're a business builder or a hobby coach or whatever, it is so helpful to have this coach action plan. Like, everybody needs to be on the National Wake Up Call every Monday at 11. And even if you can't hop on and watch it then, it's important that you do sometime during the week to tune in and listen. It's a game changer in your business to hear these coaches that started just where you are, with all the same kinds of issues or hesitations or obstacles or whatever, and to hear where they are now and to see yourself in them, and then to get their pop training for free is incredible. Obviously, knowing the team calendar, like when challenge groups are starting, when Coach Sneak Peek is starting, when your next challenge group is starting, what you've got going on, your free group, talking to your upline or your upline's upline, to get that figured out and kind of map out your month and plan out your week. And also, of course, to schedule any posts that you have. Again, like if you're somebody, I know Brittany was saying now that she's at a place where she's like, gosh, I'm getting overwhelmed. I have these different groups, and I've got my work is going to get really crazy for the next couple of months. It's super helpful to schedule your posts. And I know for me, like let's say you were going to be on vacation, like you don't want to just go MIA from social media for a whole week. That's really going to nail your affinity, like really drop it way down, and people won't be seeing your posts then when you come back on. So like you could schedule them. And the cool thing about a like page is when you start your own like health and fitness page, for people to follow your journey, they actually let you schedule your post right there. Instead of clicking post, there's one that says schedule, and it doesn't show like Hootsuite or whatever. On your regular personal Facebook page, if you want to schedule your post, you would have to use a third-party source like Buffer or Hootsuite, which is like HOOTSUITE. And either of those, and Buffer too, is ones that you can just use it to schedule posts onto your page or into your groups if you're not going to be able to check in, or you're not going to be able to be there at that time, and you know that you want to have them up. Let's say you're somebody that really wants to take a full day off, like Sunday off every week, and you don't even want to be on social media, but you can still be present, in your group, make a post in your group, or a post on your, your personal pages, and not actually have done it that day, but people will see it and be commenting and stuff. So checking in with your challengers, no matter what, you're doing that every single day, checking in with your, your upline as much as possible. Those are just things that need to be done. But then once you're building your own team and you're a leader, then you're going to go through these things as well. So I won't take time to go through them because they're already there on your sheet for you. But making quality connections is what this business is all about. If we aren't connecting with people, like that's what makes us that's not how we always have somebody to talk to, but it also makes us why we're not salespeople. Like we are just connecting with people. We're finding out if they have a need and a way that we can help them. And sometimes they will, sometimes they won't, sometimes they won't right now, but they will later or whatever. So it helps to have a list of people to work off of for the week. It'll help you stay really organized. And again, not waste time being like, okay, who should I reach out to? Who am I friends with on Facebook? And be scrolling. I have wasted so much time in my coaching journey doing that until I had something like this where I could just, maybe go through, you might pick a day like Sunday that you do a lot of this stuff. So Sunday, you might pull up Facebook and kind of scroll over your last 5 posts and write down the names of everybody who commented or liked your posts. And they don't have to be Beachbody posts, because you can just strike up a conversation. Like it could be you posted a picture of your kid and like Sarah Lee liked it or commented on it, and you can just go to her page and scroll a little bit, see what she's been up to, what she's got going on, and shoot her like a hey girl message, like, hey girl, your name popped up in my feed the other day. I saw you liked one of my pictures, and it just made me realize I haven't heard from you in forever. How have you been since high school or whatever? I saw you've got 2 kids now. It's totally just a way for you to think of people that you can connect with. It might be people that you are talking with in a group. You might be in like a runner's group or a yoga group or a stay-at-home moms group or whatever. You know what, guys, I had to pause for 1 second because my laptop's about to die and I have to grab my charger so I don't lose you guys. Hold on just 1 second.
Hey, Kim.
Hey, Lauren, how are you?
Good. How's it going?
Good. Hope I can do this before it dies. Oh, good gracious. There's my output. Okay. So sorry, you guys. Everybody's still there? Okay. Anyways, okay. So having this place just to write down all these people that you can connect with. And again, it might even be people that you aren't friends on Facebook with, but you're going to pick up the phone and text them or call them or email them or whatever. A lawyer, a doctor, a sister, a cousin, a friend, a hairdresser, whatever. So that will help it if you take the time, kind of like meal prepping is to our challenge groups, and then the whole week flows more smoothly. If you take the time to kind of set yourself up once a week with the list of people that you're going to reach out to and things like that, it'll be so much easier for you to just get in a quick 30 minutes or 45 minutes to do all the business building activities that you need to do to build a strong business. And then you're on with your day, playing with your kids. I mean, I don't know any job where you can work 45 minutes or an hour a day and build a 6-figure income within a couple of years. If you double that, I mean, I've seen a lot of people in Beachbody do it in half the time. But it depends on the time you're putting in, but you just got to be efficient with your time. And again, not be getting distracted on Facebook, which is hard. So then let's say you're going to start your power hour. So you fill in your date. So this is day one. Like, let's say this is Monday. And I will show you how I do this. So the first thing is to add friends. You always want to be adding friends to your network, because eventually the people that you're friends with now, like, your warm market's going to just dry out. Like, you will have already talked to everybody, or everybody will have followed you, especially if you're starting with a small amount of friends. I started with about 450 friends on Facebook. And I have grown it to over 2,000. So I added like 1,000 people almost a year, because this is a part of my power hour every day that I was adding 3 or 5 people. And I got to tell you, it's shocking to me how many times somebody that I added that I had never talked to, didn't even know I was friends with, commented on one of my Beachbody posts and just like signed up. Like, I don't know who these people are. And it might make you uncomfortable to have people following you or your journey that you don't know. But for me, I felt like, far be it from me to say who needs my help. I don't know it. I'm going to leave that to God. I don't have a problem with people. I made my Facebook page public so that people could find me and could see me through hashtags and things. And if they felt connected to me, I've gotten coaches that way. But it was important for me. Like, I wanted to be able to help anybody. And so I didn't do that day one as a coach. It took me a little while, but I started adding friends immediately from talking to moms and moms groups, things like that. Like it says, common interest groups. So I'll show you one of the easiest and quickest ways for a power hour to add friends that I learned from my coach, and that's been so helpful to me, is I click on this little button up at the top where it says friend requests. And you can see that there's 3 or 2 people right there that I sent, I think, today. But I will go to, see all. And I just started friending. Like, if you have anything less than 400 friends, I would make it your goal to add like 10 or 15 friends a day. But people you may know right here. So this is somebody that we have a ton of mutual friends in common with from our church. So I'm literally just going to look at this and see, okay, I don't see any like Beachbody coaches in there, but even that doesn't matter, because I have a ton of people who have had best friends that are coaches, and they've signed up with me because they connected with me. So that really won't stop me either. But we have a bunch of mutual friends from church. Everybody's from church. So she probably goes to my church, and I've probably seen her a million times. So I'm going to click add friend. You know what? I don't know her. She doesn't know me. It doesn't matter. It takes me about a minute and a half to go down. And all I do is find a bunch of mutual friends. So like this girl right here, she lives down here in Georgia. We have a ton of friends in common, again, from church. So she probably goes to one of our North Point churches. So I'm going to click add friend. A lot of times, if I see more than like 10 or 15 friends in common, I'm just going to click something. When you see like 60 friends or whatever, like if they're in my market, I'm not adding men. I'm just adding women, people who look like their moms, people who, you know, like this girl right here, we've got like 50 friends. Again, they're all from my church. So she might be somebody that like I easily click add, you know, so just to show you guys, that is how it took me minutes. And I'm done adding the 3 to 5 people to my network. And whether or not they answer that doesn't even matter. It's kind of a numbers game, but I have been shocked how many people do actually accept a friend request, and I have no idea who they are. So the other thing is, once you go to, here, where did I just go? The post, likes, comments. So the next part of kind of this power hour is that I'm kind of always, you know, I might go to, the news feed here and kind of scroll through and say, okay, well, that's all my challenge group, but, look for people. Okay, so my coach, people, these are all my coaches right now. Finally close in our house today. Awesome. So this is a girl who's really into health and fitness. So I might like it and type like, congrats girl, so exciting. But I'm using social media to engage with people. So there's that. And then, you know, so that is a part of the power hour, because we're building relationships with people. and helping them know, like we're establishing. And when you comment and like on other people's posts, they're going to start seeing yours. Also for post likes and comments, like I might go back to my posts and see who's been liking my stuff. So there might be people that I reach out to, like this car I might reach out to her and be like, hey girl, and Rebecca McCollum and Nicole, and say something about, I saw you liked my post, like whatever. Those might be people that I am going to invite or strike up a conversation with. So like right here, number 3, it says so post likes and comments. Another great place to do that is in moms groups. So like I am in a couple of them. One of them is down here. It's like Woodstock Mommies and Minions. And so I might go into this group and say, look at some posts, and there might be a mom who says something. So definitely look for like moms groups. Okay, any allergy moms, we know our 16-month-old is like allergic to something. So if I had a child who had an allergy or I knew anything about that, I might comment on there, start a conversation with that mom. We might go back and forth a couple times, and then eventually we might go take it into a personal message, and then I might shoot her a friend request. So engaging in these groups is where I meet a lot of moms and have formed a lot of relationships and gotten a lot of challengers. And so much that people have really tagged me in posts. And someone's like, oh my gosh, moms, I've gained a ton of weight. I can't stand it anymore. What are some things that you guys have done to get the weight off and stuff like that? So that's something that you can do as well as just engaging in groups. And that's going to be people so that you're liking and you're commenting on posts in groups. And another really great way, which is in one of the training videos, is to actually, let's say that you type in like running up here at the top to search it. Let's say you're really big into running, and then you can go into groups up here at the top, and you can find groups on Facebook that are just for running, and you can find them locally. So right here, I live in like Canton, Georgia. There's a Canton, Woodstock, Georgia moms, like we're in a group just for runners or moms. So if I was into running, this is a great group for me to get into and to engage in, and to form some relationships with people who have common interests with me. We're probably gonna have stuff in common, right? So those will be people that I could talk with and add to my network. So then new conversations. This is going to be, so let's say an example of this is if I just added a friend. So you'll see that today, a couple of these people accepted my friend request. So I might go to this girl, Jordan's page, and I might scroll and see, like that she loves Jesus and that she, loves makeup. And, so I might be like, hey girl, thanks for the ad. I saw we had a ton of friends in common, and, I recently moved here, and I've been looking to surround myself with more, Christian women in my age group or whatever. And so I might just be like, I saw that you're really into makeup. I'm absolutely terrible with that. And I might ask a question. I might ask about what, forming is a really great way to strike up conversations where you ask about family, occupation, recreation, and then you kind of get to your message. So that's just how I get to know people. Another thing for new conversations is you can just reply to people that have liked or commented on your posts. So that is a really easy way to reach out to people and to be like, hey, like Sarah, I saw you commented on my video about whatever. And if you're always adding to your friends, you're going to have people that are constantly kind of commenting on your videos and your things that maybe you haven't talked to before. And so that's a really great way to strike up a conversation is, hey, I noticed you liked my, post about my kid, or I noticed you liked this workout video, and then you can strike up a conversation that way. These are things that are non-coaching, you guys. They're usually non-Beachbody. I mean, if somebody did comment on a video and you were reaching out about that, you don't have to bring it to Beachbody. A common new coach mistake is being like a Beachbody bomb and just always being, about the business. But the biggest thing that you can do right kind of as a new coach is focusing on the person, focusing on the life, like just talking. They're going to see your posts on social media. So you don't have to be like, hey, come join my challenge group. If you're inviting, then yeah, that's what you're doing. But when you're just having conversations with people and getting to know them and connecting, they're going to wind up seeing your posts. They're going to wind up asking. Eventually, they will start coming to you, and they'll be engaging on your page and asking, about your or about your recipes or whatever. But definitely, this is just, hey girl messages. You're reconnecting with people from high school or from your old church or from where you used to live. You're just getting in touch, opening up lines of communication again. Again, when you do that, they're going to start seeing your posts. Like, they're going to be like, hey, what's she doing now? Or she looks great or whatever. It's going to happen on its own organically. Maybe a great way to do new conversation is a birthday thing. Somebody's got a birthday, instead of just writing on their wall like everybody does, or like I actually, one of the challengers I have in our group right now, I had talked to her like once or twice, but on her birthday, I reached out in a voice note on Facebook, and I was like, hey Jess, it's Kim McCluskey. I saw it's your birthday today. I just wanted to reach out and say, hey, happy birthday. I hope you have a fabulous day. Like, you totally deserve it, whatever. She was so touched by that. She responded the next day and she's like, thank you so much, like, for sending me like a personalized, happy birthday message, whatever. And the next day she asked me about my challenge group and she wound up signing up. So be that person who's different. Like, take the extra, second to make somebody's day, or to say that you see somebody look fantastic on social media. Tell them that, like, encourage them. Maybe you see somebody that's doing a totally different workout program, or they just joined the gym, or they're, and instead of being like, oh gosh, like, that's my competition, or I wish you would, be the encourager. Let people see the kind of coach that you are, because they may not stick with what they're doing, or it may not work for them long term. Or like, I know that there's tons of people at my gym back home where I live that it's the Mind Body Soul Transformation Center. It's a 6-week challenge. It's like a 20-pound challenge. Everybody's doing it. And I don't like say, oh, these people are already doing that. I follow their journeys. I like their posts. I encourage them. I tell them how awesome that they look. And maybe one day they'll be interested in Shakeology or an accountability group, and maybe they won't, but I still want to be. That's obviously my jam. I love it when people are working on themselves and losing weight. So I'm constantly adding value in that area anyways. So these conversations, like, again, are just non-Beachbody things. They're just connecting. Inviting is Beachbody. That's when we're like, okay, I've got a free challenge to invite to. I've got a, whatever. So a coach sneak peek, and I thought you'd be great for whatever. So that inviting is, I can open up my messages here and show you guys. So all different kinds of examples, but over sometimes I'll almost do like a follow-up invitation, like where maybe somebody was interested in the challenge group in the past, but then I never heard from them or something like that. And so I think of them and like, hey, let me see who from this group. Not sure that this is gonna work that well. Well, I did do her, and I think I did do her. This girl who's in our free group right now was somebody who had been interested in Shakeology and reached out several times. But so right here, you can see that on Thursday, I said, hey, girl, I just wanted to let you know I have a free 5-day challenge starting on Monday. If you're interested in doing that to start, I provide you with a meal plan, recipes, free access to our workouts to try for the week. I give lots of clean eating tips and free prizes. Does this sound like a better way to get started for you right now? Or are you ready to take advantage of the sale? Because she was already really interested in that. So that was an invitation. So she started with that. And now she's in there and she's trying the workouts and she's posting and all that. I've got, this was, I think, another person. So again, invitations might be, hey, I have this challenge group starting next week. Just curious if you think it might be something, sounds like something for you. So again, I did it right here. I've got a free challenge starting next week. Sometimes people won't answer. Sometimes they will. Sometimes it'll take them a while, whatever. So this was, hey, Jacqueline, how are you? Hope you're doing well. I love seeing pics of your little man. He's getting so big. Always try to personalize it a little bit at the beginning. Mine is 2 already. It's crazy. Anyways, I have a free challenge group starting next week. I wanted to let you know about, since I know you were interested in a challenge group and making some healthy changes. This person had given like a financial incentive. So I kind of put that in there. So anyways, all kinds of different invitation examples, but that's such an important part of our power hours, inviting people to join us on this journey. Let me see. Okay, sorry. I didn't know somebody was on that wasn't muted, but okay. So then on top of it, so the inviting is then the following up. So this would be anybody who's asked me a question about, my challenge group, anybody who commented on a video and said they wanted more information, or they want to be plugged into a group and, I've got to get them the meal plan, or they just have a question. It might be somebody who I've been going back and forth with. So it doesn't even have to be Beachbody. If you're continuing a conversation back and forth with somebody that you've been girling, you can see I've got like 3 people here. I didn't even look at those messages that I'll need to follow up with. I have somebody here who told me today that she, I've got to follow up with her. She's postpartum and wanting to get back into it. This is somebody that was reached out today who I reached out to before. She had joined a challenge group and never really did anything. So I wanted to get her back going. Got somebody, this girl made a comment on my post today about postpartum anxiety and depression, wondering if a chiropractor can really help her with that. So I'm going to follow up with her and talk to her about that. And sometimes like I have somebody who just signed up for a challenge pack, yesterday, I think. So she said she purchased and she's excited to get going again. So I'm going to send her the getting started email. I'm going to decide if she, ask her if she wants to be in this challenge group or join the next one. So there's all kinds of examples of follow-ups, but they're an important part. And we don't want to, why it's so important to be tracking with something like this sheet is because you don't want to forget about somebody. I can't tell you how many times like your husband might say something or, something might ding and you might get off track and all of a sudden you forgot that you saw somebody made, a comment or somebody made a post. I can't tell you how many times I have gone to message somebody and been like, oh my gosh, I saw that they had actually asked me a question about a challenge group and I never got back to them because I had seen the message and then forgotten. So it's crucial as new coaches that you develop that habit of writing these people down, whether you are a pen and paper person. Or I'm going to show you another option here on the Google Drive. So our team drive, when you go into it, there is a power, it's right toward the top and it says blank PO3s and PO5s. So that's called a power of threes or a power of fives. I made it a power of fives because I always wanted to be taking my business further faster. So I kind of added extra lines to get that going. But for what the power of threes is, let me find like more most recent ones. This is probably the power of fives. These are just examples of like Excel spreadsheets. So if you're an Excel person, you can use this. The cool thing about saving it to like a Google Drive is you guys could edit this. So like my coach is constantly doing power hour pockets and things like in the emergency room when she gets a break or whatever at work. And so she can pull this up from anywhere and be adding to it. Yeah, so this was my power of fives. So adding friends, sending messages like hey girl messages and connecting, invites, follow-ups, and then I put the coach invites you to talk to people about coaching. And then my check-ins I put at the bottom. So I print one of these. So it's just one piece of paper for the whole week. And granted, the spaces are smaller, but I like being pen and paper. You'll find what works for you if you want to try printing different ones of these, the business activity tracker or this or the power hour sheets. But trust me that you need to be writing it down somewhere or have an Excel sheet that you're working off of, because now I have so many of these things that I can scroll back and, I can look back over who didn't get back to me from the last month or who had financial objections last month, and all this now goes on and I know who to reach out to again to invite them because like, hey girl, I know money was really tight. I just want to let you know that, all access just went on sale, another $40 cheaper. I don't know if that might make the difference. So it's important that we don't forget anybody or leave anybody behind, and we do get back to people that have questions. So tracking is key. So that is kind of what a power hour is, but at the bottom of it is the last piece and really the most important piece, which is your own check-ins, that you're staying accountable as a coach yourself. So you are, as a challenger, because we're permanent challengers, and our businesses will fall apart faster than I can tell you when we are not staying on track with our own health and fitness, when we are not leading by example. Obviously, we have no business coaching other people on how to take care of themselves if we aren't doing that ourselves. Not that we have to be perfect, but we do have to stay accountable. We do have to check in there every day. And so your challenge group, whether it's a free group, a regular challenge group, and then you want to check into your online office. I was just doing that before I hopped on the call. So I had just pulled up Beachbody to check in and see if I have any new leads I need to reach out to and what breaking news is going on that we need to know about, like our new program that's coming out, that UV2. So I already know, okay, I'm going to get a challenge group that I'm planning. That's a family-friendly one. I'm going to advertise for family-friendly challenge group where people, is perfect timing. A program is coming out that people's kids can do with them. And we're about to have all the kids on summer break down here in Georgia. Pretty soon back home in Buffalo, kids are going to be out. So parents are probably like, how am I going to get to the gym anymore? Or how am I going to get to whatever? The kids are home. Well, hey, now we have a workout you guys can do together. So I've already got the wheels in my head thinking, hey, my next free group is probably going to be like mommy and me, like a family healthy recipes, a free group where they can try this workout, whatever. So you're checking in the online office for breaking news, any customers, anybody you need to reach out to that purchase that team page to see if there's any information like a team call or like a challenge that we're going to do or something. The coaches you want to check in once you have your own coaches, obviously check in on them and see how they're doing or if they need any help or if they have questions you want to get back to Personal development that obviously is a game changer in our businesses. It's something we need to be doing every single day as people. We're working on ourselves. And a really great part is not only is it going to change your life, but it's going to be something that's constantly giving you information to share with other people and adding value on your social media page, that you're doing your workout and that you're drinking your shake. Obviously, the business doesn't work when we aren't proof the product works. So that is a power hour. And I know it seems like a lot, but like I showed you, for those who are at the beginning of the call, it takes me a matter of 2 minutes to add those 3 to 5 friends every day. You can just hop on and like and comment. And like I said, you can set a timer and make sure that you know, okay, I've got 60 seconds to add 3 friends. Ready, set, go. Hop on here, go up here, and just find some mutual friends and click, okay, add friend, add friend, add friend. So another thing real quick to say when you're doing your power hour, because it is easy on social media to get squirrely and to get distracted and to be wasting time on things that are not important. A helpful thing is to go over here where your notifications are. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think it's over here. I haven't done this in a while. Now that I have my messenger open, it's here. When you pull up like on a computer, your messenger, move this, you can actually turn off so that you don't look like you're active. Hold on, no, I need to do this. I need to go back. It's been a while since I did this. But I turn it off so that people cannot see, because sometimes coaches feel like, okay, I'm active right now, and like my coach just messaged me or my client just messaged me, and I feel like I have to answer right now. And one way I got caught up as a new coach, or not even new, honestly, for a while, is I was working off of somebody else's agenda. So let's say I messaged somebody to invite them to a challenge group, and I sent a hey girl message, and somebody happened to be on social media and they got right back to me. It would be easy to spend my whole 30 minutes going back and forth with this one person. And now all of my time for the day is gone, and I didn't do anything to actually build my business. I talked with one person. That is a huge no-no. Just because somebody else is on social media and has time to waste, you don't. If you only have these 30 minutes to work your business today, or these 45 minutes, you need to make them count. So you need to move on to the next person. So that message can sit there, just like these 3 black messages are sitting here right now. These are like, hey girl messages. These are not most important to me. I need to get my invites out, my 3 to 5 invites for the day, before I'm dealing with this stuff. I need to be starting new conversations every day so that I always have people to follow up with. So we don't want to be, working off of somebody else's agenda. We need to be in there and kind of get it done. And then I usually try to get back to everybody within 24 hours. So I'm not sure why this is looking different right now. But usually it's this thing, and it'll drop down when I'm in the messenger. It might just be because of I'm not sure, but and it'll say like to be not active. I know it's this thing, so I don't understand why it's up there. But where you can just put yourself as inactive, and it'll show you like your messages will still go through. They will still send, but it's just going to kind of look like you're not online. So anybody that's hopping on isn't going to see that you're active. And I find that helps me, because I'm like, okay, they don't know that I'm on here. So even if they're messaging me back and stuff like that, it doesn't matter. I can just be doing my thing, and then I can get back to them when it's convenient for me. Oh, here it is. So, oh, no. Anyways, I'll figure it out, guys. I don't know why it looks different today, because I literally have been doing this a lot lately. But so again, hopefully something that helps. And again, you can also set a timer so that some people that are procrastinators, you want to be under the gun, it'll just help you that it dings. I'll post it on the team page. There is actually like a timer for power hours where it sections it off into how much time for inviting, how much time for following up. And that kind of makes you kind of work a little bit quicker and more effectively. There are tons of trainings on YouTube from top coaches on power hours. There's everything you could possibly imagine is out there to train yourself if that's an area of weakness for you, or you feel like you want to get better at it or quicker at it or whatever. But honestly, it just takes practice. But I hope that this helps you, because as new coaches, like, we want to make sure, and all of us, no matter how long we've been in the business, have to make sure that we are doing the most important behaviors to build a business. And it really doesn't need to you don't need to be on social media for hours every day to get these things done. And I don't want you to be. I want you to be present and have all your priorities in line and just work this in that quick 45 minutes or an hour a day. So I am going to hop off of here. Like I showed you where that was on the team page. The very top document is the power hour tracker thing. There's obviously some in the Google Drive that you guys can use, but I am going to unmute everybody and give anybody a chance that has some like questions or anything about power hours. Feel free to ask away. Anybody got anything? Anything that confused them or need clarification on or anything? No. Does anybody have anything, question, comment, concern that's not related to power hours, just anything that's on their mind that while you have me here live, you want to ask?
That was very helpful, Kim. I was wondering how to like schedule that into my day and kind of figure out what I need to be focusing on. And I liked how you said about schedule 60 seconds and invite friends, or say I'm spending 10 minutes on commenting on people's posts or so forth.
Yeah, it helps section it off. I'm glad it helped you, because it is, I mean, social media is huge, and most of us aren't used to using it to build a business. So it's kind of like, where do I start and what do I do? And at the same time, we don't want it to feel too businessy like, because like I know my strongest suit as a coach and why I've been that successful at it is just because of the fact that I'm just a real person who just kind of shares my journey and my story, and I put it out there. People connect with me, and then they want to know what I'm doing, or they ask me about Beachbody. It's not usually that people are like, hey, like, you know, she does this Beachbody thing. I mean, they feel like they know me from my posts, because I just kind of, I let them get to see me and know who I am and share my story, and they see pieces of themselves. Like, we all have struggles, we all have obstacles, we all have weaknesses, we all have whatever, and the more that I kind of share those things, they connect with me on those things. And of course, like, hey girl messages, things like that, people get to know me too. But it is definitely easier to use social media to build a business once you've got some training, and having like an agenda like this that kind of makes it easy so that you don't get sidetracked and distracted and caught up talking to people and liking things. You know, it's definitely helpful. So I'm glad that helped. Yeah, and of course, as with anything, take it or leave it. Like, you can, and I've had people, new coaches that have come on and said to me, I'm not comfortable using social media at all to build my business. And I had to be very clear, like, good luck, and I hope you're successful, but 99% of our business is going to come from social media. So I've never seen anybody be able to do it successfully without it. And to me, it's incredible that I can be nursing my son for 40 minutes and build my business in that day and be like done, that I can go sit in the hammock with my son and be rolling back and forth, and, you know, or my kid can be sick or in a hospital and I can still do what I need to do. And that's incredible. Like, we can move anywhere, we can go anywhere, and it's minimal time, but it just kind of takes a little bit of practice being organizational with it and developing a system, and try not to stress it, because you'll figure it out in time, what works for you and what doesn't, and you'll get more efficient at it over time. Really, it's just simple. At the beginning, it's just simple. Like, I started something that made me feel better, is helping me, and I just want to invite people to join me. There's going to be people who are interested, people who aren't. People who are interested, they're not interested right now, but they're going to be later. And like, that's why personal development is key. Don't take it personally. Just know that it's important that we can't help people if we aren't like sharing with them, if we aren't inviting them. Like, we don't know who needs help. Nobody would have looked at me and thought that I needed this as badly as I needed this. But I'm so glad that somebody saw my comment, and actually I was in a group where I was asking about at-home work. So, you know, using social media to meet other moms or whatever your target audience is key, and where it kind of all comes from. So, Nikita, do you have any questions or anything?
No, not at this point.
Okay. And Renee, I'm so happy to see you on here. I know you had something going on, so I'm glad you were able to hop on for a bit. Everything was recorded, so I will share this on the team page soon, and that way if anybody missed part of it, it'll still be up there. But we will do in 2 more weeks, like we're going to do them every other week. So we'll do either another training or just kind of hop on and that we'll see what everybody needs as we get a little bit closer. But I hope everybody has a great night, and I will talk to you guys soon.
You too.
Bye.